Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog, and we're getting rid of the Defender. Very, very sad, but we're going something a little bit more reliable. It's the first mod. It's my first mod. It's for my kids because they leave so much crumbs on the floor.
And your wife?
It's robot. Oh yes, this is wife proof. It's my first year. All right, so we're inside the new Landcruiser Prado 250. This is the new rig now. It's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. And I just thought I'd make a video because there's a bit of a unique perspective coming from a Defender to a Prado 250, where I've seen a lot of the new buyers of this car is coming from the older Prado, as well as maybe a Ford Everest owner or a RAV4 owner. So first of all, I am letting go of the Defender, and the only reason why I'm letting go of the Defender is because of nearing to that end of warranty period, and I just don't want to be holding a Land Rover outside of warranty period. Never had any bad experience. Just don't want to be in that situation if things do go wrong. And of course, the car has some serious tech in it that, in my head, if an S suspension was to kind of go off, that's a bit of a hefty bill to pay, and I don't want to be there. It has been one of my favorite cars to own. It's very competent, it's very capable, and is one of those perfect off-roaders for myself, who's not an off-road geek or a nerd or anything like that, where it's just get in, go, and the car really does everything for you. And that's not a bad thing for certain situations, right? Now, coming to this car, I was looking for a car to replace the Defender. I wanted something that's very similar, realistically speaking. I bought the Defender before the COVID tax, and to replace it with another Defender as well as spec'd out as my one was, it would have been out of reach. And other cars like the X5 would have been out of reach as well. So I was just looking for certain cars that kind of can give me the exact same lifestyle as the Defender, as big, capable off-road if I choose to go off-road. The Prado was released a while back. I've always loved this kind of new look. It has a very Defender-esque to it. And I just thought, I'll walk into a dealership and just inquire. So I did just that, and now we're here. We've got a new Prado 250. Now, the reason why I went with the Altitude is purely because it matched with a specific Defender that I had spec to spec in terms of features and inclusions. Outside of the refinement and interior quality and the airbag suspension, this car actually had the exact same features that it can give me to the Defender and more. The exterior looks awesome. Rear, front, side, I actually think it's a beautiful looking car. I wish we get the round headlights, but now, I'm coming around with the square headlights. I think that it actually makes the car look cool. I love the wheels that you get with the Altitude. The rear taillights, though not as nice as the Defender rear taillights, it's a pretty cool looking rear as well. I love the stance of the car, and the standard inclusions with this car in Australia is pretty amazing. The two-tone is something that I actually really like that Toyota have given an option for. It's pretty special. I like the fact that you don't get the rear tailgate tire that caused issues with transporting bike racks or anything like that. But having a power tailgate is really nice. As cool as the bun door is, it gets really heavy in hills and all that kind of stuff. So that's a nice addition. The dual tailgate window, again, I haven't used it enough to say that that's handy for me, but time will tell. Now, interior, and this is where it actually absolutely won me over with this car. As soon as I sat inside, I was very pleasantly surprised at the quality and the comfortability in this car, purely because what I had in mind for other Toyotas that I've driven, that's including the Landcruiser 300. I think is a lot more modern. They've completely stepped it up. Toyota's completely kind of come to the party of 2024 finally. That's in my view and my opinion. That's where you spend most of the time in the car. Now, it's not as good as the Defender's interior. It's still, in my opinion. The Defender had this amazing kind of design where it was just comfortable to be inside, and nice to look at. But this is really good. I like the fact that there's a lot of soft touch material everywhere. The screen is massive. I love that. It's very responsive, a lot more responsive than the Land Rovers, a lot sharper and everything like that. And it's actually a really nice spot as well. You don't really have to kind of look down to kind of touch it. It's right there. And I like the fact that they kept it with the whole physical switches as well of the aircon, which is something that I love the Defender had. So this is nice, and I don't have to adjust too much into touchscreen. The virtual cockpit in the Toyota is actually really cool. The resolution is not that great as some of the Euros, but it's actually pretty sharp. A lot of customization. You can change the look and the style and everything. Though it's a little confusing going through the menus, but it's there. You can do it if you wish, which is nice. Everything in the Defender, I got right here. But I've got an extra climate control in the back, which I didn't get in my specific Defender. You get the heated seats, cooled seats, heated steering wheel, which I didn't get in my Defender. I'm not sure if you get heated steering wheel in any of the Defender trims. I may be wrong. USB-Cs, you get 3 USB-Cs at the front, which is amazing, and a HDMI port. Now, I'm not really sure what I'm going to use a HDMI port for just yet, but I'm pretty sure I can apply it for some video work, camera work, something like that would be pretty cool. You get the 360 camera, the rear view, the front, the off-road view, everything that you get in Defender, you get here too. So, same. Now, one thing I don't like about the cameras though, resolution's not as great, and that's including the rear view mirror camera. And I also don't like the fact that when you put in reverse, the camera pops up, but then you put into D, the camera turns off. I like the fact that in most other cars, it switches straight away automatically to the front camera. Now, if that's something I can have to change in the settings, I don't know just yet. Sound system, not as good as the Meridian, but it's close. I wouldn't really hear the difference at most times. It's really good. The JBL is pretty damn good. Steering wheel is really, really comfortable. The buttons are really tactile and everything's kind of easy to get through, and I don't really have to look once I get used to it, which is nice. It feels nice, though the bottom spoke and this horn button area is really cheap material. That's a shame. The biggest winner in the Toyota Land Cruiser interior compared to my Defender is definitely these seats. The Defender had one of the most uncomfortable seats you can have in an expensive car. The air suspension in the Defender bails it out. But as soon as you go long trips, my back started to hurt. I don't know what it is. It's the flatness, the benchness feel of it, that it just didn't support you well. This is a really nice supported seat. Very plush, very comfy. The leather also feels very good. The only thing that's missing in the altitude is the thigh support, which I think is just silly. And what I've seen in America and other countries is that they give you the thigh support only for the driver, which is strange, right? This is the thing that people hate the most about this car, is that engine being brought over from the old Prado, the Hilux. It's an old engine, it's a new car. You brought the car forward to a modern day 2024, 2025, but you're bringing an old tech of an engine into this car. I have mixed feelings about it. I understand it is fair because it is an old engine. It sounds horrible. And I hate the fact that it's a brand new car and you can feel the engine vibrating through the cabin. Even though people complain about the price, imagine how much it would cost if we got the American 2.4 liter with the hybrid and it's all brand new and all the R&D costs are into that kind of engine, right? So in a way, it's actually really good because yes, the price has gone up, but every other car has gone up. And you get so much inclusion in the Australian market compared to those in international market. How is it driving? So, loud? Yes. Slow off the line? Incredibly slow off the line. The car doesn't even go. But once you get to 40, I haven't even pressed more than half of my pedal just to overtake anyone. It's just right. And compared to an inline-6 turbo of the Defender, it has been just fine. And I don't miss that power because I don't even use that power. In regards to driving comfortability, it's not as comfortable as an air suspension monocoque body as the Defender. Obviously, it's not as refined. It doesn't feel as kind of smooth on the road. But in saying that, as a ladder frame chassis, this car has been very, very comfortable and surprisingly comfortable. I don't feel the boatiness and the swayiness of the kind of chassis, though you do feel a little bit more bumps into it. Okay, so what other cars was I looking at to replace the Defender, which would kind of put it in this, you know, I guess competition of this car specifically. Number one, to replace the Defender with another Defender, but because of how everything was changed at Land Rover post-COVID, and the price already went up, so I'd be spending around about $120,000 plus. And if I was to spec it up, then you're looking at 130-ish in regards to options and features and all that kind of stuff. So that was a no-no, it was a bit too much. There was a lot of suggestions on the Everest, and to keep an open mind and not just to shut that down, I went to the dealership to look at a Ford Everest Platinum. The Tremor isn't out on the dealership just yet when I was looking. Sat inside and immediately felt there's a reason as to why that car's at that price. It's got nothing to do with how it drives the engine. I think the engine's actually really, really nice. Transmission's paired pretty well. It rides well on the road too. It's got everything to do with the build quality, the interior, the way it looks, the way it's designed, the tech that's in it, how slow that infotainment is. There's a reason why that's at that price, and I just thought that was a little bit too much more of a compromise coming from a Defender to that car. To keep it short, why didn't I go with the GX is because of the engine and its fuel consumption. Too much money you will be spending. The price difference is way too much in the Australian market. If it was between $5,000 to $7,000, it's justifiable. It is not. From the altitude to the over trail, you're looking at about $30,000 in difference. I felt like though the quality inside is much better, it still feels a little bit closer to the Toyota side than it is to the Lexus. Things like even the door still closes the same. So I didn't really kind of see that jump in quality that I'd like to see in a Lexus. And also I did not enjoy the AVS. That's all it is. So in overall, I actually really enjoy this car. This is a really good purchase, no regrets or anything. I actually bought this car and then decided if I wanted to keep it or sell the Defender or anything like that. So I will be selling the Defender, and this will be the daily going forward. And it's going to be pretty exciting where this takes us, and what kind of, I guess, what kind of looks it's going to have in the near future. Just got the tinting done, got a few kind of little accessories like the rubber mats and everything like that to start off with. But thanks to the team at Land Toyota, and especially thanks to Kieran for taking care of us in picking up the car. Great service, finding us the stock and everything. Again, amazing people, and if you guys are looking for a Toyota out there, definitely visit them. Give Kieran a call down at Land Toyota in Sydney. Pretty sure they'll treat you guys as well as they've treated me. To be honest, there's a lot of hate with this car. Some are justified, some's not completely justified at all. And that loud engine is probably just gonna drown out all the hate from the outside, which is great.